should count the cost.
Meaning what?
Meaning, when I decided to put my life on the line with the great sons and daughters of Nimba to liberate themselves from the yoke of oppression, from the oppressive and diabolical regime, we were prepared for any eventuality. I'm glad that we are free. We are totally free. We were marked for total extermination, destruction of Nimba and the people. Now we are free. So whoever want to bring World Crown Code to hell with you, go and bring it. I'm prepared to face the music.
Now,
don't stop embarrassing me. Go and bring it.
Okay.
Don't fool old lady with pray. Old lady are coming. Go there, the old lady prepare for you.
Senator Johnson, in the process of the liberation of your county, most of those people calling for the establishment of World Crown Code feel that you committed war crimes.
Listen to
crime
me,
against humanity.
Daily violent killing people, and Nimba County is declared a dangerous zone. Margibi dangerous zone, Maserado dangerous zone. Why can't we keep our dirty mouth closed for World Crown Code and think about how we will save our people? We are fighting in Monrovia here, talking about 2 months salary for the civil servants. We are talking about material and incentives for other medical workers, health workers. We are worrying about our people. You leave this World Crown Code because it will never come to this country. Listen to me.
Senator,
are
you aware?
I'll close it now.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to close it because you are a journalist and you ask it. I said you are. I do not know how to classify you. Listen to me. I went to Japan, Tokyo. I went to Japan with Wale Duna and 2 other senators. That's about 2006. We went there to attend a conference of many major organizations from the world that organize the Rome Statute. The Rome Statute is the one that established the Hague that Taylor went to. Now, we discussed and brought that Rome Statute home to Liberia, and it was ratified by the Liberian legislature in 2007. In 2007, we established the Rome Statute, meaning Liberia is a member of the Hague. But our war was fought from 1989 to 2003. So the Rome Statute was ratified in 2006 or 2007. That means Liberia is not on the agenda of the Hague. Liberia is not part of the World Crown Code. It will never be because our war ended long before the World Crown Code was ratified by the Liberian legislature. So if you don't know this, let me tell you, that is what is happening.
No, Senator, those who are advocating for the establishment of the World Crown Code, are they cognizant of what you just explained?
People who go around, those are ballot-driven people who go around advocating for World Crown Code. But I am telling you, as the most senior official from Nimba County and the father of Nimba County, there will be no World Crown Code in Liberia. The president of Liberia has no power to bring it because our war ended a long time before Liberia ratified the Rome Statute that established the World Crown Code. So there's no World Crown Code. Those who are talking, they are ignorant people who do not know what to say or what to do.
If this is true and the World Crown Code will never come, why do your supporters allegedly attack those who are advocating?
If you are a Nimba boy sitting down there, then you are very stupid as a journalist. Because if we didn't fight to liberate our country, you would have been dead. Your father and your mother would have been dead. You would have no country to be to. You would have no radio station called Nimba County Radio. So we fought to keep our people alive. Do you remember that they went to Lutheran Church and massacred people in Lutheran Church? Are you aware, you damn stupid journalist, that they brought 300 billion?
Senator, you can't read insult. Senator, no, don't read insult.
We are talking about virus killing people.
Yeah,
and
but
you're waking me up with prior knowledge.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping in my bed.
No,
you're waking me
up. Nima is accusing you of your supporter.
Is a dog.
Yes.
The son of Nima is a dog, because if I tell my dog can't go, it go. But that one is worse than a dog.
Senator,
because we should be talking about the virus.
Senator, please calm down. Please avoid profanity.
How to wash your hands.
Please
how
avoid
to cover
profanity.
your nose so you can't get a disease. Because if you bring workers code, this and look, Jesus went to the temple and turn the table order down and flog the people. So I will be flogging you now with my mouth. I'm tired with you. You want workers code? Bring it. We are prepared.
Not me. Not me.
No, but you are one of the advocates.
No, but you know, for ABC journalism, we have to consult you as well, because somebody just dropped on the line. Somebody just dropped the line. Leveling grave allegation that your supporters are tagging. So we have to consult you.
You know, Petro, they carry water into point the whole of Boeing Quilla. We intercepted those things and got rid of them. We fought for freedom, my friend. Nelson Mandela fought for freedom. Che Guevara fought for freedom. Everybody that were oppressed fought for freedom. Freedom. And you know what happened? You're not a small boy. Then you sit down in that dance station calling me from my bedroom this morning, waking me up to work.
It's because somebody level grave allegation against you.
You should call me if you really wanted an attentive comment from me. You should have informed me, Papi, tomorrow I will call you in the morning for you to make a comment on what somebody has said.
Yeah, but Senator,
but now you don't just call me from my bedroom. Now you're damn equal. I'm a leader of the people.
Yeah, that in itself.
Stupid. I want to be irresponsible.
That in itself.
One of those who joined the damn list. You're not a journalist.
No, Senator, you can't re-insult. Senator, you can't re-insult. You can't continue re-insult. No, we have to consult you because someone level grave allegation against you, Senator. So apparently next time we'll not consult you, because if we don't do that, others will say our professionalism will also be questioned. So except you don't want us to do that when anytime when somebody level allegation against you. So he just giving us the reason not to call you sometimes when people level that allegation. So he, Senator Prince Johnson, respond angrily, insulting.
Quiet. All of you are the press men assigned to the Senate. You observe my behavior, being very quiet. Today, I entered the Senate chamber. They were discussing about $25 million stimulus package and mop-up exercise. I sat down and I listened to every speaker. When Senator Dillon got up to speak, he talked about walk-around court. Walk-around court must come. Looking at me directly. Then the pro tem said to him, that's not what we are discussing here. So when he got through talking whatever he wanted to say, he took a seat. So I asked the speaker, the pro tem, to speak, and he allowed me to speak. But gentlemen, I want Senator Dillon and Mr. Mo Ali, who spoke on Truth FM yesterday concerning this same thing, even went to the extent of mentioning me with Chris, one Chris on Truth FM. I want them to know that Senator Johnson is a revolutionary. I'm not afraid of war-crime court. But if you want to bring war-crime court to Liberia on the basis of the TRC, then I will tell you plain blank no. Why? Because the TRC is full of irregularities, fraud, that brought division among the ranks and file of the components of the TRC Commission. You talk about justice for victims, but justice is also for the would-be perpetrator, because you got to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that what you are accusing the man of, that truly he committed those acts. But there was a division among the commissioners within the commission. What brought the division? Several factors brought that division. One key factor that sent Chairman Jerome Verdier, running for his life is the exposure, documentary exposure of a secret deal, putting aside the position of the Liberian people at home and abroad. That document which he put aside leaked to us when the commissioners who differed from him broke away from the main body. What that document has to do with? When the TRC was commissioned, they were funded with taxpayers' money, and the international donors also contributed immensely to enable the TRC to conduct a national and international referendum to all countries where Liberians reside, to find out from them whether they want World Crown Court or they want TRC. Do they want retributive or restorative? So they were funded with taxpayers' money, and they were given donor funds to carry out their work for about pretty close to 3 years. At the conclusion of their work, when they compiled the voluminous report into a booklet form called TRC, in that voluminous TRC book, something great is absent. That is the referendum that was conducted by the TRC in the 15 counties and in the diaspora. But there was a division.
Good evening, folks. Welcome this evening to BKS TV, and welcome to the Heat Out program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Out, we see dialogue and not confrontation. We see words and not bullet. Today is the 28th of November, 2025. And tonight's show we reflect on the life and legacy of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson of Nema County. Senator Johnson served as senator for Nema County for 3 consecutive terms. He was serving his 3 terms when he met his demise last year, November 28. Today marks 1 year since the demise of the late senator. And as a media institution that hails from the county, today we take upon our time to reflect on some of the advocacy that the late senator have been doing or that he led for the people of Nema County and Liberia at large. We'll be playing all of the videos here tonight as we reflect on the legacy of the senator. You can call us and make your contribution. There is one important question I will be asking all of the callers tonight. What is one thing that you miss the senator for? Did you miss him for his advocacy? Did you miss him for his bravery? And what is that thing that you miss the senator for? We're going to be playing all of the latest recording of him appearing on radio station, his appearance in the Senate, his all of his debut on all of the media platform in Liberia. We want to reflect on his legacy tonight. You know, the senator was a brave man. He stood and fought for the people of Nema and Liberia. And he brought this regime to power, this current regime that we have today. He brought this regime to power and he did all of the best thing that you can think of. We will be playing all of those recordings on the show tonight. And as we go on with the show, we will be soliciting calls from all of our followers, all of our listeners, so that you can tell us what is one thing you missed the senator for. And this show has been really on Voice of Tapeta in Tapeta City, Nema County, and on Voice of BKS in Buto Town, Nema County. My name is Journey Openg, the regular host of the show. We will go for this one. This is one of his recordings, and he did this one in Campley City. I think this is the one from Campley City, Nema County. Okay, let's try to bring you this one first before we go to the one he did in Campley. This one he did it at his office, his former office at the
National Legislature. Let's go for this. And when we come back, we go for that song from, I think, ZTT. She tagged the song, I PYJ. We will go for the song, but let's play you this recording at first. Then we are, tonight we're going to be playing all of the latest things about the senator, his recordings, his music, his advocacy doing the section in the Liberian Senate. All of those things we're going to be playing it tonight. His advocacy on Asylum Mental Liberia, his advocacy for the people of Nima, his advocacy for the people of Liberia. Will be playing all of those recordings tonight. And we ask you to just tell us where you're watching us from in the comment section. And we will recognize you too as well as we continue with the show. If you love the senator so much, tell us one thing that you missed the senator for. Toyo is watching us. I don't know. He said, rest in peace, our favorite person. Manager Takpo B. Sewa is also watching us. He said the late senator was very polite. Very polite in some ways. In some way, he was polite. Gonkati Dekba is watching us this evening. He said, this is not our senator voice. Gonkati, all of the recordings we have here, they are all from the senator. Senator used to be radical at times, That's one of the things that I miss him for. He never used to take anything from anyone. When you say something, especially those negative things about Nima County, he would go radical on you. Like he said in many of his interviews, he's a revolutionary. He is also a statesman. If you want him to put on the cap of a revolutionist, he will put it on him. If you want him to be a statesman, he will be. David Bole is watching us. He said the late senator stood up for Nibanians and other Liberians in most cases. Rest on, leader. David, thank you. Mario Kroma, I said, good evening. I'm following from Campley City, Nima County. Mario, how you doing? Campley used to be one of the favorite places of the late Senator Johnson. He loved Campley so dearly. And I know wheresoever he is this evening, Mario, you're watching from Campley, he would be very proud of you too as well. Abraham Yanzi is watching us. Abraham, welcome to the show. Alexander Prosper Lane is watching us from Mount Barkley. Alexander, good evening. Welcome to the show. Big brother Nyan Gongba, Mami Nyan Gongba is watching us this evening from Yame Administrative District. Mami, good evening. Welcome to the show this evening. Is Yame. Gontopo Noah is watching us from his residence in Johnsonville community. Let's go for this one. At a certain point in time, the senator used to get very, very angry with this war crime code thing. And he did an interview with my former manager of Radio Nima, manager Melvin Sua, during the time of the COVID-19 in Liberia. And this is what he said during the interview. Let's go for this one.
Sons and daughters of Nimba to liberate themselves from the yoke of oppression, from the oppressive and diabolical regime. We were prepared for any eventuality. I'm glad that we are free. We are totally free. We were marked for total extermination, destruction of Nimba and the people. Now we are free. So whoever wants to bring World Chronicle to hell with you, go and bring it. I'm prepared to face the music.
Now,
don't stop embarrassing me. Go and bring it.
Okay.
Don't fool all the day with break. All the day are coming. Go there, they already prepared for you.
Senator Johnson, in the process of the liberation of your county, most of those people calling for the establishment of war crime feel that you committed war crimes.
Listen to
crime
me,
against humanity.
Daily violent killing people, and Nimba County is declared a dangerous zone. Magibi dangerous zone, Maserado dangerous zone. Why can't we keep our dirty mouth closed for war crime court and think about how we will save our people? We are fighting in Monrovia here, talking about 2 months salary for the civil servants. We are talking about material and incentives for other medical workers, health workers. We are worrying about our people. You leave this war crime court because it will never come to this country. Listen to me.
Senator,
are
you aware?
I will close it now.
No,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to close it. Because you are a journalist and you ask it as if you are, I do not know how to classify you. Listen to me. I went to Japan, Tokyo. I went to Japan with Wale Duna and 2 other senators. That's about 2006. We went there to attend a conference of many major organizations from the world that organize the Rome Statute. The Rome Statute is the one that established the Hague that Taylor went to. Now, we discussed and brought that Rome Statute home to Liberia, and it was ratified by the Liberian legislature in 2007. In 2007, we established the Rome Statute, meaning Liberia is a member of the Hague. But our war was fought from 1989 to 2003. So the Rome Statute was ratified in 2006 or 2007. That means Liberia is not on the agenda of the Hague. Liberia is not part of the War Crime Court. It will never be, because our war ended long before the War Crime Court was ratified by the Liberian legislature. So if you don't know this, let me tell you, that is what is happening.
No, Senator, those who are advocating for the establishment of the War Crimes Code, are they cognizant of what you just explained?
People who go around, those are ballot-driven people who go around advocating for War Crime Code. But I am telling you, as the most senior official from Nimba County and the father of Nimba County, there will be no War Crime Code in Liberia. The president of Liberia has no power to bring it, because our war ended a long time before Liberia ratified the Rome Statute that established the War Crime Code. So there's no War Crime Code. Those who are talking, they are ignorant people who do not know what to say or what to do.
If this is true and the War Crimes Code will never come, why do your supporters allegedly attack those who are advocating?
You are a Nimba boy sitting down there, then you are very stupid as a journalist. Because if we didn't fight to liberate our country, you would have been dead. Your father and your mother would have been dead. You would have no country to be to. You would have no radio station called Nimba County Radio. So we fought to keep our people alive. Do you remember that they went to Lutheran Church and massacred people in Lutheran Church? Are you aware, you damn stupid journalist, that they brought 300 billion?
Senator, you can't read insult. Senator, no, don't read insult.
We are talking about virus killing people.
Yeah,
and
but
you're waking me up with prior knowledge.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping in my bed.
No,
you're waking me up.
Nima is accusing you of your supporter.
Is a dog.
The son
of Nima is a dog, because if I tell my dog can't go. But that one is worse than a dog.
Senator,
we should be talking about the virus.
Senator, please calm down. Please avoid profanity.
Wash your hands.
Please avoid profanity.
Your nose so you can't get a disease. Because if you bring War Crime Code, this and look, Jesus went to the temple and turn the table other than flog the people. So I will be flogging you out of my mouth. I'm tired with you. You want War Crime Code? Bring it. We are prepared.
Not me. No,
but you are one of the advocates.
No, but you know, for ABC journalism, we have to consult you as well, because somebody just dropped on the line. Somebody just dropped the line. Leveling grave allegation that your supporters are attacking. So we have to consult you.
You know, Petro, they carry water to point the whole of and Boeing Quilla. We intercepted those tanks and got rid of them. We fought for freedom, my friend. Nelson Mandela fought for freedom. Che Guevara fought for freedom. Everybody that was oppressed fought for freedom.
Everyone that was oppressed fought for freedom. We fought for freedom. That was one of the recording that the late Senator Johnson had with a journalist from Nimba, Melvin Lakosua. Like we said tonight, we dedicate this show to play you some of the recordings that the late senator had with journalists when he was advocating for the people of Nimba and Liberia too as well. This one was cut from his testimony given to the Truth and Reconciliation Committee, TRC, on the late Samuel Kanyandeo, former president of the Republic of Liberia, what led to his capture and killing in Liberia. Again, we are not playing any of these things to make any of you minds to go back. We are trying to reflect on the life and legacy of the late senator as a media institution that he was from the county. We dedicate a show tonight to that. And all of the panelists will be joining us. DK Way was here, but I'm pretty sure he will be joining us very shortly. And the CEO is also in the back. This will be our final one, and we will join on here to play you. As we play those recordings, we discuss on the life and legacy of the late senator and continue on with the show. Today is November 28th, and today was the day last year when the late senator met his demise. As we said, we will be recognizing those of you following the show, and we ask you to just drop in the comment section where you're watching us from, and what is one thing that you missed the senator of. This person, Gontopo, we recognized you previously. Mark Johnson is watching us. He said, rest in peace, Father. I know that in you, the right hand of God Almighty. Rest in peace. Watching from Ganta City, Nima County. My name is Minister Johnson Imer. Is it Imarus? Welcome, Minister Johnson. And Tier 1 Kelvin Shelton, he said the late senator is missed for his radical approaches. Yeah, I miss him too for his radical approaches. He used to be sometimes radical. Kelvin, welcome to the show. We ask you to please share the show with other people too as well. Andrew Diago is watching us. He said, my name is Andrew Diago, watching from Circle PLF, Nima County. Andrew, welcome to the show. Cole E. Yilabo is watching us. He said, rest in peace, Senator Johnson. Justino T. Kwawe is watching us from Chikisu Factory. The late senator was the hero of all heroes. May he rest in perpetual peace. That's from Justino. Shadrach Wigoyen is watching us from Montocate. Shadrach, how is Montocate this evening? Fish Mill Beba is watching us. He said the late Senator Johnson was a war criminal, just like every other warlord who traumatized Liberia. He slaughtered innocent Liberians under the false banner of tribal defense. Nowhere in this country history has a man who murdered his own people been glorified as a hero, except in Nima, where brutality was recast as bravery. Okay. That's it. That's from Fishman. Boba Fishman, thank you for your comments. Genesis Beming is watching us from Bond County. Genesis, welcome. Michelle Nell is also watching us. And of course, we are back. We go for this. This is cut from his TRC report. And let's play you this one.
Bordeaux. I told you already, all what happened in the capture Do. You want to know where Do is. That is a question that need answer. And I tell everybody who want to know where Do is. After the many years of war and peace time now, I don't think I'll be having Do kept in the cover. I don't think that Do will be somewhere in Nima, hidden somewhere. After the dismissal of Do, he was buried on the base, and we had the inscription Samekaya Do, Bonsoso, Dasoso, alongside my commanding general. Two things happened. When I was here, one happened. When I left the country, another happened. If I had those somewhere like a high secure, I would have told Jackson, let's go there. Because if the main one is body, why will you keep it? What will you do with the body? But while we were here, that the Sawyer and a group of Moja propaganda group, they were writing all sorts of papers. I'm a cannibal. That I ate Do. That Do got no grave because we chop him and we ate him. So some foreign journalists came to me and asked me all these questions. And I called my base commander to take the caterpillar to take them to the grave. They went to the grave, they took the picture, but they were not still setting. You could have different things in the grave and different inscription. So I asked them to bust the grave and to bring the body up. The body of Doe was as high as a rock. Doe was in bound for 25 years. That's Amici. All the chemical he had, as he put it there. And they bust the grave and they dug it. And we brought the body down. And they took a picture. So I asked that they should take him and bury him back. And General Vani and Mandela said no. One man can get two graves. So they cremated him. They burned him, burned the body to ashes, and threw him in the river. That's it.
Clearly, that time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of World Crown Court. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of World Crown.
And so we are here. We are here tonight. The late senator was a hero to many people and also a bad man to many people. And of course, we are all human beings. We err. We make mistakes. We serve our good people to other people. We serve our bad people to other people. So that's just it. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the Heat Hour program. The CEO is here. Let's bring the CEO on. CEO, good evening. Welcome this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Thank you. It feels good to be back. Mark Zuckerberg and his boys decided to put me in jail for 72 hours. Can't comment. It was tough, The funny thing, they let you read all the messages that people send you, but you can't respond.
Yeah, you don't respond to them.
Yeah, so I got over 100 messages in my inbox. People sending me messages, and I just reading them, but I couldn't respond. So yeah, it was a lesson learned. We learned from that lesson, and we will not repeat that again. Facebook, so you're sorry for that. We will not do it again. But yeah.
We are back, man. I think it's great being on here, and all of our followers are excited to see us again, especially starting with I don't know, I should say weekend, where we have the late Senator Johnson entire demise today. People are observing the day. What say you?
Yeah,
Senator, your papi, man.
Senator Johnson. The thing about it is he was not just a hero to some of us, or for some of us, he was also he was a relative of ours, right? He's someone we were related to. So it cuts both ways. I personally, I hail Senator Johnson as a hero. I will do that till God called me home. He's someone who stood for Nimba County when there was no way. So folks who have different view, again, they're entitled to their view. We can't change that, but we Nimba people, for some of us that smell a little bit of it, even though I was young, but I can still remember. And also we're a victim of it, Like I said, my father, my old man, used to be in the military. He served with, the late Kronqua. He served with even former President Doe. He was someone who was in the military, master sergeant. Someone who stood for Nimba during the war, someone who spoke for Nimba. He was a broadcaster at EAWA there, speaking Geo, sending messages, relaying messages to our people. Someone who stood for Nimba and refused to go in hiding because he wanted to speak to his people. He wanted to get the words out there. So they grabbed my old man, they killed the old man with some other Nimba people. On 18th Street, right? Slaughter him, kill him on the beach side there. They kill him. So now you tell me, people that grab your father in front of you, kill him, slaughter him, right there, and then tell me how would I look at someone who also, came to revenge for us and also paid debt for us to some. So it's just hard for people to look at it. Now, there were other people that people would say that he victimized, he did some stuff to them. That's their right. They have their right to feel the way they feel. But those of us who also were victim from the other side, we also have that right to to hail him as our hero. They said one man's hero could be another man's villain, right? So he did that. We didn't agree with everything he said when it came to the political aspect of the way he did some things and all that. But overall, I've always been one of his staunch supporters. Someone that I met every time I went to Liberia, and someone that I think he did what I actually wanted. I would have wanted anyone to do to do that. But overall, Nimba people hail him to that, rewarded him, and he became the godfather of the county for years and years and years. And may his soul rest in peace. And may God be our judge. Welcome aboard, DK.
Thank you. Thank you and welcome, Gion. Thank you for holding the ground. The great Sarah is entering studio, so let me wait for him.
So someone asked me why I did before we went to jail. Let me tell you, Kevin. So what I did was, I left football business. Chelsea were playing Barcelona, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made this funny mistake. I decided to share the people copyright game on our platform through my page. So that's why they shut everything down. That's the reason why.
So thank you, Ali, for clearing the air. So we own a PYJ store, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So I'm one of that. I don't want to lie. May peace be to the arches. PYJ must have didn't agree on so many things. On so many things, I didn't agree with him on politics, the way he ran the county, the way he took decisions. So I didn't agree with PYJ all through his life. Yes. So that was my side of the politics. I don't want to lie. There are people went to PYJ grave today pretending.
Mm-hmm.
Those are they are liars. Yeah. So beyond that, you know, the current group of Unity Party supporter in Lima and in Liberia, I think they are pretenders. We don't need to take them serious. Those guys didn't go to Lima today because they want to sympathize with PYJ. Those guys have their fundraising jummery that they are in Ganta for. And so they use that occasion to go to the Omen grave. Look, for me, like I said, I have relation, but PYJ must have didn't agree on politics. So you need to be clear. So I'm sitting here, there are PYJ family, the sister, brother, and nieces know that. I didn't agree with him on so many things. Those things were public. But when you see pretenders, is that the way that PYJ Gray should be visited today, including the vice president and the rest of the people, or they were all showmanship? You know why? Immediately those guys left, they are somewhere else celebrating, drinking and jubilating. In fact, the music that they are celebrating for their program tomorrow, they didn't carry that music to PYJ Gray. That cause space a space. Those guys are pretender. And I see this the family was sitting down there sad, like those people, they really care for them, they don't care for them. And so most of them will use PYJ name for political gain. And sadly the man had left. They will keep using the man and names and connection to perpetrate their sense into power and the rest. But my disappointment is in the Union Party guys. Sincerely, a two PYJ too is true I Deba I said this PYJ was to create that connection with a family. Booyah, yo, he failed to do that. So and so he getting why he getting today. So there were no canopy set up. Those people are using more than they want to use more than 150,000 for PYJ fees. That play they went today, is that a place that they want to celebrate the kind of man that gave them the power they are enjoying today? Until y'all go to a different topic, I don't want to touch the PYJ thing because I'm disappointed in the group that are in Ganta today, celebrating their Unity Party fundraiser, and they pretended today to just visit a man's grave. All those things were not in the right direction. But anyway, they are PYJ people. Then they have their day.
In as much as you didn't agree on so many things about the Senate, the senator politicking, what is one thing that you admire about him? DK way. Tonight we're reflecting on the life and legacy of the late senator.
I don't admire anything about PYJ. I don't pretend.
Okay.
I don't admire. So you tell me why you admire about PYJ. We talk about it. I don't admire nothing about PYJ. PYJ suppress all. PYJ use our name to enrich himself. PYJ suppress and nothing PYJ get up back. In fact, in her absence, the play is dark the forest. There's confusion with the family and everything. I don't learn nothing about PYJ when you are alive. So I will not pretend when you're dead.
Thank you, DK. Let's welcome to the show this evening my brother Cyrus D. Dankwan. Cyrus, welcome. Brunella is watching us from Libreville, Gabon. Welcome to the show. T1 Kelvin, welcome to the show too as well.
Tonight we dedicate.
Yeah, Libreville is a beautiful city. I've been seeing it online. Welcome, my brother Cyrus. Emmanuel Zekba Moba is watching us this evening from is it Campley City? Yeah, it's Campley. But again, like we said tonight, Berkeley, right?
Yeah. It's Berkeley. Be careful.
So I'm just turning it out to be Campley. I thought he misspelled it and stuff like that. But again, okay. And let me say good evening to the people of Kawia too. That's the town name after me, but I haven't been there before, so I don't know. So now we reflect on the life and legacy of the late senator. Tell us in the comment section, or maybe you can call us and tell us what is one thing that you admire about the senator, or you dislike about the senator. Before we come to you, Cyrus, I beg you, while the CEO is putting the number there tonight, we want to take this time to really reflect on the late senator. We go for this music as a break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, they got you
John, their Facebook thing get serious warning to yourself. If we play anything yet to now. Don't go back.
No, we're not going back.
Yeah, you want to play anything about a man, they get a man controversial recording and be playing it. Please, don't forget about music.
Anyway. He had one of the recordings with my former manager. I really named Melvin. I remember that morning Melvin called him to discuss about the coronavirus thing, and then he switched it up to politics a little bit for him to respond to Armstrong Kubaselekpo. At that time, Armstrong alleged that he was being threatened by the senator supporters because he mentioned War Crime Code. And the senator didn't go easy on Melvin that morning. He was so hard.
I think that Armstrong, I think that one of our men, Deacon knew the man very well.
There was a case with Armstrong too that he said he and Armstrong are going to meet Jesus. Yeah.
The particular one that he and Melvin went at it. I think it was our man from Bluntwood. Deacon knew what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
So the senator was controversial. He was. And Yelesa Vi is watching us from Trump country. Yelesa, welcome. Madison Boy is also watching us from Zuotuo District 9, Lower Nima County. Madison, welcome. Cyrus Gezwa is also watching us. Say Mesa is also watching us from Banavie Estate. T1 Kelvin Shelton is watching us. And this person is watching us from Ivory Coast. Let me try to get his comment. Verify. Emmanuel Zepa Moba is watching us. Agatha Glasgow is watching us too as well. Wonkamin Lofian is also watching us from Peng Township, Nima County. And David Bole is watching us from Monrovia. I'm not getting the comment. But our follower from Ivory Coast, welcome to the show. We recognize you too as well. So my brother Cyrus, how you doing, Chief? Why see you tonight?
Yeah, thank you, Comrade. Good evening to the CEO and everyone on the panel. I'm doing fine, brother. I'm doing fine. Aris N. Aris Jisenyi.
I'm a muted. You muted.
Mute.
My end is beautiful, Chief. Today marked 1 year since the demise of the late senator. What is one thing that you admire about him? Let's dive into the discussion. Something that you dislike, you like about him, something that you miss him for, or something that you don't miss him for. Let's go into it tonight, my brother.
Thank you. To be sincere with you, at one point in time, I was a supporter of Senator Johnson, and at another point, I regret supporting him. You know, he was a man that nobody could easily understand. Besides VP Kun, nobody could easily manage or understand Senator Johnson. And one thing I admire Senator Johnson for, he was loved in his controversy. He was loved by the people, you know, even if the very people knew that he was controversial, and they would not, there was nothing wrong in the minds of people who love him. Everything he did, even if he abused people, everything he did was right to them. So he was loved by our people in his controversy. And I don't think the bias, those alive now and the generation to come, I don't think will have such a voice like Senator Johnson, you know. And most of the time I ask people, like some of the guys in Nimba who really saw him as a messiah, they could not tell you, they could not convince anybody why they love him. The only thing they will tell you, probably he fought for Nimba. You know, if you ask them, was he the only person who fought for Nimba? They say the part he played, nobody played that part, you know. And he was never known for giving scholarship to students to go to school. He was never known for paying tuition for anybody. He was never known for any good reason, but people just love him. You know, I blindly used to love him at the time. That music you were playing, that Yellow Bay, it reminded me of the time I used to celebrate him. I think around 2011 when he was running for the presidency. At the time when I entered Ganta, newly you could see everywhere shaking when they announced that Senator Johnson will be in Ganta today. Even Bela and Palala, the entire highway, our Bondimba highway will be parked. People will be jubilating, businesses will be closed in Nimba and things like that. You know, and I believe when he noticed that he was so popular, he was so loved by our people, he started abusing the love. He started abusing the feelings our people created for him. You know, he started doing things that he should not have done. And other people like me decided to have another opinion about him. I didn't like him up to his death.
Thank you. I didn't like him up to his death. At a certain point in time, I supported him, I celebrated him, but at a certain point in time, I didn't like him. I mean, that's it. You know, the senator lived his life. A lot of people They didn't like the way he was doing things. I personally too didn't like some of the things that he was doing. But 98%, I love him for 98% of those things that he did for Liberia. And
Let me come in there real quick. I know we will try to make this. So I think Senator Johnson's legacy, history would judge him and would be the best judge. And I also think that the way people look at him, the loyalty people have for him, also has a lot to do with the age factor, and also those who happen to have felt, small, let's say an ounce of what happened during the 1985 to during the wartime. People who went through that, including myself. Sometimes when you put that together, you add those together, and you think about everything that we went through, the trauma, right? It makes us to blind our eyes when it comes to other things that he did politically, and he was not doing right. I'm not saying it's a good thing. Everybody has their own way of looking at it. But the opportunity cost, to me, what he did outweighed anything else politically. Again, this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying, I think it outweighs anything political or anything he did politically to our county or for our people. Now, there are several people there today who didn't even do an ounce of what PYJ did. And they are as corrupt can be. They're not doing anything. It's the same thing they are doing. I would even say worse. So if you add those two together, you compare those two, I'd rather go with PYJ, right? So again, because for example, I was young. I saw things myself. We were in the Methodist church, right across from the Lutheran church on the boulevard there. So because my old man he said we should not go to the Lutheran church, we went to the Methodist church. That night, the next morning, we woke up to that Lutheran massacre. I had my uncle, the late Peter Secker, who was in the military. I remember that day they caught them, they were taking them to go kill them when he was calling out that, crying. I mean, they kill people. Nimba people, kill people, Mano people. They would slaughter them. They were chasing us in that place like goat, animals. No, it was a crime to be called Nimba man. Can you imagine yourself right in a small Monrovia, people live there, going through those things back in the day, the trauma that people went through. I remember one of my uncles who came with those guys. For some reason, I don't know what it did. He ran away. He escaped. And then when he escaped, he came to our house in EAW. People in our neighborhood saw him. They heard that. They said, oh, is that one of the rebels came here to do? EAW, that they came to grab our old man. They carried him for questioning. What they did? They beat him simply because he was a Guillaume man. And later on, like I said earlier, they grabbed him, the late Paul Blier. I mean, a lot of Nema people called them by name, put them in a white pickup, took them back there, and killed them, slaughtered them. I'm not even talking about Nema Ray. I'm not talking about all the other folks that they killed. I'm not even going further to 1985, between 1985, before PYJ and other folks could go into exile. So the timing, because we were 18th Street, right? And then the folks that came, they were to JFK. And if they have not come, if those people have not come, if the likes of PYJ have not come, I'm not talking about the one that happened in Nima, Big Two, and all those other things. If these people have not come, if this old man himself, what other Nima people, Nima heroes, have not come to our rescue, I don't think some of us are going to even be living today. So when you look at it from that vantage point, there's no way, I will I will consider him as someone who, you know, I could go against. That's my background, and this is personal.
Mhm.
It's not something that you can throw a blanket at everyone in Liberia. Oh, you're supposed to do this because people are there for. No, you can't do that. But everyone has their side. Everyone, and I think the newer generation, as you guys go to school, continue get to know the truth, you know, decipher things. You look at it and know from a different perspective, which is 100% right. You are right to do that, to do it. But I also think it has a little age factor, and for some of us who actually went through that, you know, it's just difficult for us to categorize him that way from a political standpoint.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. For me personally, I think, like I said, 98%, I used to love the late senator, and I still do love him currently. And as I grow every day, I've taken my time to listen to other people, about what happened in Liberia, the Civil War, his involvement, and all of that. Now, I've also listened to the Truth and Reconciliation report from themselves, their testimony. I have also read the documents. I have listened to almost all of the documentaries, how each and every person got involved, those that testify. Now, something that still shocked me up till today is that the fact that all of these atrocities occurred in Liberia, and people chose the Truth Reconciliation over the War Crimes Code. After that, they talk about bringing the War Crimes Code, and up to present, nothing. We don't know how far it is. We want to see the War Crimes Code, I don't know, the chairman, commissioner general going to places, having being guest speaker here and there, but we're not seeing the real action. Now, there is more involved in this thing, like the CEO was just saying. He was giving his personal story. Now, when the War in Economic Crimes Code is established in Liberia, a lot of wounds will be open again. It's like you're peeling the cap of the old wounds. People will say things. People's minds will go way back. How prepared is the government of Liberia to settle these people, to rehabilitate these people when the time comes? I don't know. But again, the issue of War Crimes Code became the talk of the day. It was discussed in the Liberian Senate, and the Abraham Dawes Dillon is on recording of discussing that almost every day when he saw the senator. On one instance, he said, if the senator doesn't like the way he talked about War and Economic Crimes Code, he should leave session. And he will continue to leave session every day because once he sees the senator, he will talk about them. Now, War and Economic Crimes Code is not being discussed again in the Liberian Senate. Another thing to that is today being one of the day that all of us Nigerians, Liberians reflect on the life and legacy of the late senator. I saw a lot of statements today in Nima. I don't know whether this was planned or it wasn't planned, but credible information I'm getting tonight is that those people, they are preparing for their GB rally tomorrow in Ganta for the fundraiser.
But
I don't know.
the people on the show the last time, right? I don't think it's anything. It's not anything.
I don't know whether it's accidental or what. I don't know whether they were still going to have that rally when the feast that the vice president announced when he was going to stand and all of that. I don't really know. But what I can say tonight is I think Nigerians, we should reflect. Like I wrote in the chat room today, one of the questions that we will answer tonight on the show is, where do we see Nima political future in the absence of the late Senator Johnson? A lot of people didn't make decision politically in Nima because they rely on the decision from the late Senator Johnson. A lot of people didn't vote for other people because they needed to, but only because the late Senator Johnson told them to do so. Now, 2029 might be very far, but politically, it is right around the corner. Very right around the corner. We have this caller, T. Kelvin. T1 Kelvin Shelton. Good evening and welcome to the show this evening, T1. How you doing, Chief?
Good evening, Julian.
Are you guys hearing him?
A little low.
Okay, T1, just bear with me a little second and let me try to get something straight. See if we can take control. Let me get something set up.
Yeah, so the aspect of the their GB stuff on the 29th. Fairness, that's something they have planned. They were even on the show here. I'm talking about the UP people now. So my question, I think DK raised a really valid point. Talking about they were not planning on going there. Because of their GB stuff on Saturday tomorrow is why they're in Ganta. But they didn't have any plan of going Ganta to go to the gravesite, and the way in which they went there was not done the right way. But I don't know if they planned it. I don't think if they have plan on going to the gravesite. I think they have that GB stuff set up for tomorrow, and then they just use one stone to kill two birds, and they decide to go visit the site. Being given the fact that today is the day that the old man passed. But overall, I think the optics, to me personally, it doesn't look good. I don't think it looks good. Because they had the whole feasting, planning the feast, they were going to hold. It was not going to hold. So even if it was not going to hold, there should have been. If this was a genuine thing, right? Sorry, it was a genuine thing that they had planned for the feast and never held. They should have done some type of candlelight visual or something to remember this day. But since the feast didn't hold, everybody forgot about it. They would only focus on the feast. No feast, they forgot about everything. Everybody gone, and then they decided to go to the site today to go visit. I think it was there should have been something different planned in terms of candlelight visual for today, the day that he passed, something to remember.
See you, Becky. T1, hold on a little bit. Welcome to the show. Tell us your name and where you're joining us from, Chief.
This is T1 Calvin Shelton calling from Dupo Road.
T1, welcome. It's good having you on the show this evening. What you miss about the late senator?
Go ahead.
What do you miss about the late Senator Prince Johnson? Tell us a little story about the senator that you miss about him, something you dislike or like about him.
Well, thank you so much. And let me say thank you to Mr. Alvin Sakar for the opportunity and the platform, to the BKS family. Thank you always for being there and providing information needed for our people. And tonight being one of the nights that the Nimba people will have to reflect.
Yeah, I think T1 never.
You also in this, I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And you just asked what would be my feeling when it comes to the legacy of the late senator. I think like any other Nimbayan, or like you guys have said, Senator Johnson was not just a hero of Nimba, he was a hero of Liberia. Mm-hmm. Look, one thing that destroys any state, any country, is civil war. And when a sitting president or leader of a particular locale classifies or considers certain group of people as a target, it is very dangerous. And that was the case with the Nimba people in few years back. Mm-hmm. From 1985, if President Doe and his fellow friend Kumba had problem, there would have been a limit. But he transferred that anger on the rest of the Nimba people. And that caused the Nimba people to die.
Mm-hmm. So now the late senator is no more. I think.
And that's why I asked Mr. Way as to whether he's really remember the name DK Wonselier, because he was not just a son of Nima, but one of Liberia's pride when it comes to intellectualism. This man was unjustifiably killed for no reason, yet he served in the government with his high-earned expertise. Mm-hmm. So Senator Johnson was not just a hero, he was an advocate. He was a true leader who brought people into being today. You look at the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, God comes first upon him. But had it not been Senator Johnson, now maybe God would have designed it another way, but I'm quite sure that that was just how he planned it to be.
Thank you.
Senator Johnson, through his advocacy, it brought a lot of things to NIMBA. He was very radical in his approaches, and as a result, NIMBA benefited. It favored NIMBA a lot. So it is quite disappointing when I hear Nehemiahs, typical Nehemiahs, despite your political, for me, I know political reasons, like Sarah once said, I had no problem with him because political reason, yeah, because had it been President we at the time, former President we at the time for Senator Johnson to support, I think Sarah was going to have him on a dining table and all of them were going to have married making together. But the fact that he opposed that at the time, it means Cyrus would get angry. No problem with that. But for people who just believe that Senator Johnson was nothing, this is a man. I want to bring this to our memory, to our attention, that from tonight on, even from the day of Senator Johnson's passing up to now, Senator Johnson is irreplaceable. It will take us century when any of us here will be nowhere around for us to have a replacement of this great man.
Kevin, let me ask you, Kevin, let me ask you this question. Do you think NIMBA is more united now than before when Senator Johnson was still alive?
NIMBA's unity has always been. Let's put politics aside. NIMBA's unity has always been. The fact that a Gilman, a Mano man will see each other in Bapolu County and recognize that they are one people and they call each other brothers. That's unity. To the rest of the Liberian community, nowhere you will go and they will say NIMBA people are not united. NIMBA people, in fact, they are the most unified people in the Republic. So I can challenge anyone. Let's make our noise when we are in NIMBA. And for what? Political reasons. So our political, differences is not a major thing. That's why after political season, we all unite, reflect our issues together. So I think NIMBA is always united. So Johnson was not the reason for NIMBA's division politically. No, and he will never be. Because in his actions, you will always have people. But the fact that even more to politics, Senator Johnson brought the NIMBA people together because of the love the NIMBA people had for him.
Thank you, Kelvin.
Thank you. Together. Thank you. They were united politically, even than ever before.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you for being on the line this evening.
Thank you, Olal. And we are watching, we are monitoring, we are following the show. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Folks, you can call us and make your input to the discussion this evening. We are reflecting on the life and legacy of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. 3 major questions tonight. You think NIMBA is more united now than before when Senator Johnson was still alive? Secondly, where do you see NIMBA political future? You know the role that the late Senator Johnson played in the political landscape of NIMBA County, Liberia. When he said this, almost, if not 90%, 88% will go back. But now he's no more. Who will be taking those decisions? What is something that you miss about the senator? Call us and make your input to the discussion this evening. Over to you, the CEO, and after we go to Cyrus. Yeah. Those 2 major questions. Where do you see NIMBA political future?
I think Kevin made some salient points there, points that I think we all should pay attention to. One of the things that he said was NIMBA has this inherent unity, regardless of who's up there, who's our leader or not. And I think I agree with that to a larger extent. Growing up in Ivory Coast, going to school there, whenever we see NIMBA, people from NIMBA, we automatically go together. Now, from as far as the future, I don't think, because Prince Johnson was different, was a special person, someone with different grace, right? I don't think we will have that type of unity when it comes to political decision where PY just said we're going to CDC way and then NIMBA goes that way. when PYJ says we are going to, Unity Party way, and NIMA goes that way. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see anyone that will have currently that will have that type of influence that he had. Now, when it comes to little unity, little stuff, but there's no question. You don't have to be rocket scientist to know that there is noise, or there are noise in the country, in the county. People, everybody's on different paths. This is going to be a litmus test for every one of us, because the major stakeholders when it comes to the political movers and shakers in NIMBA now, they are not together. They are now on the same page. You can call the big names. Most of them are, disenchanted. They are now on the same page. Now, are they going to come together in the future to go, behind one person? Well, like the way PYJ would do and call them? I don't think so. Because now, remember, all the decision that PYJ used to make, there was some political gurus from the county who were not in favor of it. They were not happy with it. They were on the other side. You can call the names. But when PYJ spoke, NIMA listened. Now, he's no longer there. Do we have a PYJ replacement that will speak, regardless of all those other folks who are disenchanted and still go, and all NIMA people go toward that person? I don't think so. It's going to be interesting for NIMA future when it comes to politics. There will be political divide. But as far as the fabric, us being NIMBA people, you put your politics one side. Me from NIMBA County, and seeing Saros in Kigali or wherever he is, that is not going to change. NIMBA being NIMBA people going together and bracing ourselves, being proud of our culture, speaking our dialect, dancing to our, having that same slogan, Yago NIMBA County, Yasi, being the powerhouse when it comes to football. All those things will not change. But, having NIMBA County go behind one person, like the way PYJ used to do, and people voting from people like places like Buyao, 90% of the time for certain, because he said it, I don't think it's going to happen. That's my take when it comes to NIMBA future politically.
Thank you, CEO. I think you laid a nail on the head there. But Cyrus, let's hear you, my brother. Unmute yourself.
Well, thank you. NIMBA as a county, someday I can sit in my corner and be laughing. Like I told you the other time, I'm not really interested to even have a same political discussion at the moment. But it's laughable when certain group of people want to make NIMBA to look like, once it is not them, it means there is no NIMBA. It means other people who oppose them are evil. The gentleman who spoke, he has always been guarded by people. He's not independent minded. The gentleman who just spoke. Senator Johnson sold our people birthright to George Weah in 2017. That gentleman, all the nice things in the world, he said it about Weah. All the nice things. You see, there where I've always disagreed with them. As a young person, if you are loyal to somebody, you should think for yourself. You should be independent in what you do. Because Junior and our lives are not tied together. You should be independent. That same gentleman who spoke, and the disgusting thing about him, he goes around acting, behaving like a saint. He goes around, he wants to wear moral compass. He is the only moral person. And the fact that Senator Johnson will say NIMBA should go so. And if you oppose Senator Johnson's decision, Then that gentleman call you names. The gentleman who just called. I don't want to hold him responsible because most of them have not read psychology extensively, so they don't know, they are not at fault. They don't know how humans react to things. I told him in one of our conversations, I said, your limitation is suffering a lot of you. Senator Johnson fought for Nimba, but was Senator Johnson the only person who fought for Nimba? This is where I have always disagreed with people. Because if we say Senator Johnson fought for Nimba, we should also understand that Senator Johnson was not the only person who fought for Nimba. And that Senator Johnson was being paid. Before he died, he was paid. Nimba paid him for that bravery. Have we paid others who also stood by Nimba? Was it Senator Johnson alone that fought? The answer is no. And they know it. They know it very well. You see, mediocrity has a way of limiting people. I say, war from 1985 to 2003. You want to tell me Senator Johnson was the only person fighting? That gentleman who just spoke, the way he spoke nicely of Senator Johnson, called him back to do the same thing for Zogwa. And Zogwa fought the war. He will soon start calling Zogwa names because Zogwa supported George Weah. Oh, yes. Eisenberg to talk about Roland Duo, to explain to you the role Roland Duo played during the Civil War. He will talk to Roland Duo as though Roland Duo is not a Libyan too. But he expects everyone to think the way he does. You see what limitation can cause for young people? And I listened to him say Senator Johnson Marcel issue was politically motivated because he did not support George Weah. When did I get to support George Weah? When did I get to support Weah? I supported Weah in 2023. 3 months to the election. I have always supported Joseph Boyka prior to supporting Weah in 2023. 3 months to the election. You know, it was even discouraging that Senator Johnson had to support Weah after making some condescending remarks on Weah when Weah went to Senate Quarter. If you can recall that this man, the fact that somebody came from Weah's team and stabbed somebody with knife in Senate Quarter, if you cover that story, Senator Johnson told the press, he said this man is not worth it to be a leader. He doesn't worth even being called town chief for the fact that he cannot even control his own voice. He used the worst description. The gentleman who just called, he was one of those clapping your hands when Senator Johnson said that. But when Senator Johnson intermittently switched and said, Weah is a darling boy, Weah is a guy that loves Liberia at heart, and that Weah should be given a chance to be president. You see, Jeremiah again, John said the hero has spoken. So you see the dichotomy. We don't think psychologically. People two persons don't think the same way. What happens to the future of the country? Here should be though the major question now that everyone should be asking is what decision Nimba will make than what you just did after Senator Johnson, because there were people who were not independent minded. There were people like him who were being teleguarded, even if something, look, when Senator Johnson was living, if Senator Johnson had said they should kill that man, mother, God forbid, he was going to agree. He was going to support it. That's mediocrity. And I oppose it. This is somebody who will use Nimba to support candidate X. When a candidate gives him money, instead of coming back to our people to even share half of the dividend with our people, he says in Monrovia, put his money in his account, and they expect everyone to be celebrating him, to be clapping their hands only because he fought war. Because he fought war, we gave him the same Senator 3 times. Do we care to do that to Roland Duo? Since we can worship warriors? Do we care to do that to Pazogwa? Listen, I sat with some elders of Nimba. I sat with elders of Nimba who covered the entire war story. They said, listen, the war thing with Turkey. There are brave men in this country who fought the war when Senator Johnson escaped. Yes, elders, your influential elders told me this. Said, look, the very war that Senator Johnson stole the credit of, there were people who fought the war with everything. One of them is Adolphus Dolo. Another is Roland Dwo and Zogwa and the other people.
No. If you call Adolphus Dolo in fighting war, I would disagree with you. Adolphus Dolo testified before the TRC and he said he didn't fight war.
Gio, why you want to discredit? Why you want to discredit somebody giving flower to Adolphus Dolo?
No, Adolphus Dolo said during the TRC that he didn't fight war. He testified to that. He said he didn't fight war. He didn't pick up gun to fight any war, and it's on record.
No, but then what made he General Peanut Butter?
So everyone should be asking, because when he was testifying before the Cuban Reconciliation Committee at that time, he said.
So the only time you knew Adolphus that to TRC, he didn't. Anyway, Jonah, small but Jonah, let
me make a point I'm making. Look,
so now having Gio that many people they want to throw him a rod.
But man, let's Sarah finish the point, man.
Yeah, man.
Somebody told me that he was on the scene when Doe was captured. The person was on the scene. You know what? The person and Adolphus were the one that actually grabbed Doe. And according to the story, they did not want Senator Johnson to kill Doe on camera. So they advised that if we want to get rid of this man, let's get rid of this man once and for all, like soldier, and move on. And Senator Johnson, being somebody he was, he want to take glory of everything. He decided, because he was the general for the group, he decided that, listen, this man should be killed and there should be record to his killing. So now the smartest guys that were around, they decided to go off the camera when Senator Johnson was killing the man on camera. My brother, the thing about war, let me tell you, Nimba will always be the county it is. Nimba will, like I said, in my judgment, he abused the loyalty a whole county put behind him. And look, if Senator Johnson had even lived up to 100, that love was going to decline on a daily basis. It was going to decline. The Senator Johnson in 2011 was not the same Senator Johnson in 2017. The number of anybody who voted for him in 2011 did not vote for him in 2017. So percentage drop based on abuses. Then the Senator Johnson in 2017 was not the same Senator Johnson in 2023. So every time he went to election, it was dropping. It was dropping. It was dropping. You know why it was dropping? Because he abused it. What wrong? Why was it that Senator Johnson did not even look at some of the guys who fought alongside him to say, I will make them, I will contribute towards their lives. What was wrong with Senator Johnson even giving bundles of zinc to Pazogwa or even cash to Pazogwa and say, my brother, I'm the hero for the revolution that we launched. I'm the hero, but I will not forget about you guys. He forgot about them, and he was being healed. People saw nothing wrong with his action. Every time you talk to people, they say you're not born before the war. That's why you're saying Senator Johnson abused the love. I agree, he fought. And I'm told he fought for 9 months. And when he was shared, he had to escape to go to exile. And other people, he left people on the front line defending the very Nimba we're talking about today. What happened to them? But to your question as to what will be Nimba's decision in 2029, the Nimba we have now, I think if care is not taken, if people are not cognizant of the fact that things are not right. I listened to that gentleman when he said Nimba is united. You think football united are political united? Football United, of course, when we meet or SKD, everybody will shake hands. Football, sport brings people together. Everybody will shake hands and dance with each other. But does that amount to supporting the side you support? No. People are better. People are better in the country. And the same path, the same people who grew Senator Johnson into the hero they say he was, are the same people behind the vice president today. As they are there, none of them will muster the courage to say, Mr. Vice President, we want to give you our candid pieces of advice on certain issue, especially about our country. Since the election, has NIMA had a genuine reconciliation? Go on Facebook, you see them insulting Koga. Go on Facebook. Go on Facebook, you see them cursing Koga. Oh, is Koga not one of us? Is he not one of the leaders that we should not disrespect? But let's Cyrus Dankwa do the same thing to somebody they love, somebody they support. Then Cyrus becomes the rule person. He doesn't respect elderly people. He doesn't respect leaders. So Koga was not elected. So you see the number we have today. Just for Koga to say, Cole Mepe should stop using our money on government project. My brother, the post that DN News made, go and check one of that post. 80% of those who commented negative comment are Nimbaeans. Oh yes, you know what? Some of them do those things to prove a point, to prove loyalty. For me, I sat in my corner and talked to myself. I said my support should not offend people. My support should not be offensive. If I want to support John, I will support John based on policy, based on the platform John brings. It will not be, I will not support to offend. But now you see them supporting the vice president, offending Koga. Let's forget about politics. Koga can bomb most of these guys around the VP. Koga can bomb Cole Mepe Gono. I know she says on wealth. She distributes wealth, and today people, those narrow-minded clowns around the vice president, all over the place insulting the man. Or a lawmaker that was elected, and he has the power to checkmate any appointed official once he noticed that something is not going right. And he's working for NIMBA. How is it that somebody will suggest, instead of using our money on national project, on central government responsibility, use our money on something NIMBA will benefit from? How is that offensive? How is that being power greedy? You know, if NIMBA continues on this path, for me, I have been talking to a few other guys around the VP. Those who will think they want the VP to be president of that country, they need to look at the VP right in his face and say, Mr. Vice President, something did not right with NIMBA. Ask the man, where is Garrison Yellow? Where is Ide Gonglo where? Where Larry Young where? Larry get your own supporter. There are people who believe in Larry, even at 5% now vote. They believe in Larry. Now do your comparison between NIMBA and Lofa. During the election, a lot of lives were lost in Lofa. The political scene in 2023 in Lofa, it was far brutal than what we experienced in NIMBA. But has Lofa come together? Are they moving in harmony? Of course. Oh yes. Stenek Barkley, who is the one of the commissioners at Governance Commission, he supported CDC. He stays there today as a commissioner, even though he supported CDC. Where is Garrison Yellow? The buyers kicking out. They said he did not support them. So you see what we're talking about? So if things continue like this up to 2029, you tell me, you think Garrison not get his supporters? So a lot of things, let me tell you, you know who then can betray leaders? The very people around leaders who see nothing wrong. You see, Kelvin, then they are praise singers. Those guys survive on bootlegging. They like to praise people, even if you are wrong. Once you give them 1 or 2 cents, they praise you, and that's how their survival lasts. So people like that, and I believe Taylor had people like that at the time. With all the wrong things Taylor was doing, they will say, "Oh, Chief, there is nothing wrong. Anybody who misbehaved, do this, let's do that. But today, Ethiopia alone facing justice. Where are they? People have moved on with their life. My man, anytime I get leadership position, I will not allow anybody to disabuse my mind. You know, power can blind people out, and you need the right people. You need people with conscience to be around you, not beggars, not bootlickers, not people who survive by singing praises, even when leaders are on the run. 2029, if things are not put under control now, my brother, people took gun for each other in 2029 in our country. I'm telling you, I can feel it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, tonight, like we said, we are reflecting on the life and legacy of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson of Nima County. Senator Johnson died last year, November 28, 2024. Today marks 1 year since his demise. We've been discussing a lot here tonight. If you want to make your contribution to the show, you can call us on the numbers you see on the screen to make your contribution to the show. Mohammed NZ Dolly is watching us from Minnesota, USA. You know, the CMC Minnesota chapter. Good evening to all of you and welcome this evening. The guys, they are like army. When they join in the show, they don't join one, they don't join two, they join like 50, 100, you know. And we will bring CMC discussion on here tomorrow. You know, we got to do our political analysis about the CMC. You've been seeing all of their movement recently across the country. Politically, how do you compare CMC as compared to the Unity Party? There's a lot of discussion we're going to have here tomorrow. I saw the vice president appearance today in Kansas today, even though he went for to recognize the late senator. But if that was CMC Musa Hassan Bility, you could have seen the street crowded with yellow. But today it wasn't that way. I don't know why. I don't know. But we'll sit on here tomorrow again to do our own analysis about how politics is being run currently in Liberia. But tonight we are reflecting on the life and legacy of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. Adolfo the King Demi is watching us. Vic Steven said, thanks a lot, Cyrus, for the many points. And he's following us from Ganta, Glen Louis Community. Welcome to the show, Adolfo.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of our platform. You know, we have different views. We have different school of thoughts. We come from different background. You know, we listen to each other. We don't talk over each other. We may disagree ideologically, but then we convey our messages like the way we're doing. So it has been an interesting show. Great points from every side. Even the comment section, you can tell some folks in favor. You know, if you speak of someone like the late senator, you expect that. If someone who have polarized, a different background, people disagree and agree. You know, this is going to be how Nima. You asked that question, right? I think Sarah also tried to answer that, or he answered that. This is how Nima is going to be going forward until we get someone who stands up and take that mantle and take the leadership. You will get these diverse opinion people from different background making their points. And unlike the time PYD was there, where people will still say this, like the point that Cyrus made clearly, you know, the point that you also made, regardless of that, our people will go one side, right? Yeah, I think it's different now. And he talked about people, then he called those names. Garrison, you talk about even my own big brother, Wally, Tuna, you got Yonkwe, Town, all the people there, they're all powerhouse big names. Who they're all quiet now. I don't know if they'll be quiet like that for a very long time. Are they happy? I don't think they're happy. But great point. It has been a great discussion. I think NIMBA needs to reflect. People, our leaders need to sit down and reflect on how we are in the 21st century. We're not, 2005, 2011. Like Sarah said, there was an incremental decline in popularity of this senator. Things are being done differently. The whole world is watching elections now. Electioning in Africa is not just something you just do in boldly and things say will stay there. You got international observer, they got people that are watching and things like that. The whole world's watching now. We live in a big global village. See what happened in Guinea-Bissau today. So all those things have to be put together. But Nimba is not the same Nimba that we had before. I think even if QIJ was alive to be, to take part in the next election, the result might not have been the same. I think things may have changed a little bit. So our leaders need to stand up, make some changes drastically. As a leader, you have to listen. You have to be able to talk to your people. You have to listen. You have to have that listening ear. I still think Nema is divided politically now, not from that standpoint. I think Nema politically is divided, and there has to be more done. If not so, there's going to be a huge political disappointment for a lot of people. And the way things are done, again, you guys may not know, during the war, that's exactly what happened. Where the difference between now and back then was, they'll go and say, oh yeah, they might konap. They used to call konap, right? They'll go and call that brother and go to tell and say, oh, they were trying to overthrow. The next thing you know, that person, they take that person in the back and kill the person. Right? So that's how it was, from the 1990s through until there. That's the type of.
Yeah, I think we have a call here. Let's try to take this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and where do you join us from?
Let me say good evening to the folks that live to your program tonight. Junior brother Charles D. Dankwa, and a brother who is also there, Kelvin, and the Gil Governor. Let me say good evening to all of you guys.
Good evening. What's your name and where do you join us from this evening, Chief?
Thank you. My name is Adolphus D. King Demi.
Okay,
I'm the son of Zoge Saito District, and I live downtown in community.
Adolphus, let's hear you tonight.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. Let me appreciate Saros, as I said it already in the comment. Saros said a lot of things, and I know we make a salient point when it comes to the issue here today with the Nima, my brother. I mean, some of you guys are away. Sometimes follow our activity through social media, but we are here on the scene and we know what is ongoing. The politics in Nima today, we see that people are not really holding together when it comes to politics. If all activities outside of politics, you see people are better at each other with the issue concerning Garrison I just elaborated on. If that just the fair truth. Garrison is today out of job and other people celebrated it, knowing fully to be one of the guys from Nima and one of the astute sons of this country. Now the issue concerning Koga, Senator Koga with that on the superintendent and the vice president. My brother, you see that people who don't take the way of the vice president, they're respected by most of our political actors in Nima today. Koga come up with his point, and knowing fully that this point is a meaningful one and is helpful to our community, and because he's not within their team, there will be no support for him. You see people who not even want to give him latches, to insult him, people who use him baiting, This is just what's going on today. Now looking forward to see 2029. For me, I see 2029 to be a kind of game that will be very divisive. People will not hold together as it was before.
Thank you.
You're more welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Adolphus the King, the main. Thank you for being on the show tonight. So that's it. I mean, like we are saying, everyone has their own different take about Senator Johnson.
Junior, I think your phone is grinding. Oh.
Am I okay now?
Yes. Yes, better.
Okay. Great. So over to you back, CEO. You can say something very shortly, and we'll go to Sarah. Then we'll take some of the recordings and call it a day for tonight.
Yeah, again, I'm happy to be back. BKS TV is happy to be back. Thanks to our followers, to our panelists, to everyone. We want to say we are back. We made a mistake. We made that correction, but we are back to cover. We'll be covering the game tomorrow. Neymar is going to be playing. Who would play? I forgot the game. But anyway, we'll be playing tomorrow, and we'll be in Ganta to cover the fundraising UP fundraising event tomorrow, that GB event. Our folks are all lined up and ready to do the coverage live. We are hoping to host our sister Susan Bange here tomorrow, and then hopefully Kanio Bala on Sunday as well. So we have a good lineup for that, and then next week we'll get into that. But yeah, it has been a great show. Again, may his soul rest in peace. Again, my condolences to his family, to everyone, the entire Nima County, and we look forward to coming back on here. Thanks to Cyrus, my Pekin Cyrus, for always coming and being here with us. We also encourage all our other panelists to find time to come and for us to continue the great work that we are doing for the people of Nima. Thanks to you too as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. Cyrus, let's hear you there, Chief.
Thank you, Council. Thank you. CEO, thank you for always providing this opportunity for us. Most of the time when we sound like this, people who do not understand, they misinterpret us. In fact, they blackmail us to get what they want, And the thing about politics, biblically, when you follow most of Jesus' teachings, people did not get to know that the real people who can be the first to betray are people from your inner circle. Most of the guys today, that you see dining and whining with the VP, if power slips from his hands tomorrow, they will be the first group. They will be part of the first group that will distance themselves from him. That's how power treats people. And I will not even want the VP. I know sometimes he follows this show through people, and other people can carry information to him about this platform. I will not want the VP to listen to continue listening to people who always telling him this person are your enemy, this person will never support you regardless of what you do. I will not want him to listen to people like that. Those people are betrayers. People who tell leaders this person is your enemy, they are the real enemy. Their support is tied to what they are offered. And once you go out of offer, you become enemy to them. When I went to Liberia, after Yelu was the chair for Governance Commission, they built that wall. They built that wall around him. Just few people built that wall around him. Kelvin Yomi was one of them. Built that wall, my brother. George Weah gave Yelu a lot of opportunity that he could have leveraged on. Oh yes. But you know what? Greedy people built that wall around him. Every time they will say, okay, Chief, this person will not support CDC. This person is an enemy. This person is against us. This person is this. That person, look. And leaders who listen to things like that, they can always be subjected to falling for where they are. And because of that, when some of us got there, it was late. When they built that wall, we even had no space. But I approached Yelu. I said, in a political movement to see one person performing more than 10 duties, Kevin was printing banners, Kevin was printing t-shirts, Kevin was in front of everything, even the employment thing, he was spearheading everything, my brother. Where is Kevin? Here you can see out today. He goes around calling yellow names. There were young people, if you remember the last time when Yelu appeared on the show, he said there were young people that he even employed. He forcibly employed at governance commission. The gentleman, even when he had some of their documents, some of them graduated from this country with master's degree, they went to that place. He had their degrees. He had their documents only because he didn't want them to get employed. When you have people like that, as a politician, you should know that your end is around. The vice president has people like that around him today. And let me tell you something quick, Junior. Most of the guys that are causing that scene, that are creating that political instability in the country now, they are those CDC boys who suddenly changed and they diverted their support to the vice president. Check behind this, I'm telling you. Those CDC boys who supported George Weah, all of us supported George Weah yesterday. And because of hunger, you know, there are certain characters that want to ingratiate themselves with power. They don't want to be far from people who are in power, you know, and it will lead them to being hungry. Those very guys, I'm telling you now, are the ones who want to be so loyal to the VP. They go around with cheap gossip. Chief, you gotta be careful with this other person. If the VP listens to them tomorrow, by the time another person comes, they will switch, they will go to that person and they will be telling things about VP. How young people nowadays operate. The VP has the breading as the highest official for our country. He carries the honors is on him to bring Nimba together. If he wants to be president, he needs to forget about his title. He needs to forget about his position to bring Nimba together. Most of the time, when he goes to Nimba, he will not get to understand. Right now, the fact that he's still in power, he will not get to understand that there is a decline in his popularity. Numerically, if we go for election now, that thing they practicing, that scene they creating, that will undermine you. This other person will undermine you. Assuming but not admitting that Kuka will undermine him, if that happens, he will not be president. That fight they creating, you know, you see there, Kuka, what the Kuka can do? A Kuka will beat him, will beat him, they will take him for the legislature in 2032. The VP should not listen to those guys. Those guys can't stand hunger. The reason they are there, because that's how they survive. They survive, most of them survive by blackmailing people. And they will sneak, they go to Koga, they say they think we're doing a household, we'll own baby. See, that tactics. And the VP continues to listen to people like that. Brother, I can name 3 to 4 persons who supported young people, who supported CDC. They are mostly they supporting the VP. When they go behind the scene, they tell people, I mean, we're just hustling on them. 2029 will make our decision. And they are the very ones who want to see Nimba divided. You know, the more chaos Nimba becomes, the more chaotic Nimba becomes, they become valuable to the VP that we get fighters. The fact that guys have left the other side, they have joined us, we get fighters. They are not fighters. Those guys are betrayers. They are just hustling. And they want our country to be divided only because they will use it to survive. And to close, the VP, like I said, he needs to put his title down to start placing calls to his brothers and what the Lofians are doing to each other. The reason, even if any come today, Lofian will be in government more than Nimba. any other president that comes, Nofin will always be around because they will do all their things. Right after the election, they go back and settle. And settle. I said, gentlemen, we can't fight each other. All of us are fighting for the same cause. That's the thing. We never need to replicate that path. We need to replicate it. I'm strange saying they ain't playing that magic. The guys are using real education. But if the vice president continues to listen to those sycophants, that every day they will say, yes, your chief things are right though. I'm told the business community in Ganta is not happy with the VP currently. And that's his route. That's his route. How many votes call me a beggar? How many votes has she even been tested? How many votes does she have?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will continue with the show as we played some of the recordings that the late senator left us, as we remember him tonight on the Heat Hour program on BKS TV. Keep listening, keep sharing the show.
We can take a lead, then you play your video, right? That's not
yes,
right.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Okay,
Cyrus, thank you.
All right, thank you, Gio.
They were discussing about $25 million stimulus package and mop-up exercise. I sat down and I listened to every speaker. When Senator Dillon got up to speak, he talked about walk around court. Walk around court must come. Looking at me directly. Then the pro tem said to him, that's not what we are discussing here. So when he got through talking whatever he wanted to say, he took a seat. So I asked the speaker, the pro tem, to speak, and he allowed me to speak. But gentlemen, I want Senator Dillon and Mr. Mo Ali, who spoke on Truth FM yesterday concerning this same thing, even went to the extent of mentioning me with Chris, one Chris on Truth FM. I want them to know that Senator Johnson is a revolutionary. I'm not afraid of walk around court. But if you want to bring walk around court to Liberia on the basis of the TRC, then I will tell you plain blank no. Why? Because the TRC is full of irregularities, fraud, that brought division among the ranks and file of the components of the TRC Commission. You talk about justice for victims, but justice is also for the would-be perpetrator, because you got to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that what you are accusing the man of, that truly he committed those acts. But there was a division among the commissioners within the commission. What brought the division? Several factors brought that division. One key factor that sent Chairman Jerome Verdier, running for his life is the exposure, documentary exposure of a secret deal, putting aside the position of the Liberian people at home and abroad. That document which he put aside leaked to us when the commissioners who differed from him broke away from the main body. What that document has to do with? When the TRC was commissioned, they were funded with taxpayers' money, and the international donors also contributed immensely to enable the TRC to conduct a national an international referendum to all countries where Liberians reside to find out from them whether they want World Crown Court or they want TRC. Do they want retributive or restorative? Restorative. So they were funded with taxpayers' money, and they were given donor funds to carry out their work for about pretty close to 3 years. At the conclusion of their work, when they compiled the voluminous report into a booklet for the called TRC, in that voluminous TRC book, something great is absent. That is the referendum that was conducted by the TRC in the 15 counties and in the diaspora. When they decided as commissioners of the TRC to go to the counties and in the diaspora to conduct their referendum as to know the ratio of people who want World Crown Court and who want restorative justice, they did not include the 73 lawmakers from the lower house. Neither did they include the 30 senators. They said many of us took part in the war, so they didn't need us. So they went behind us to our respective countries. The question is, where is the result of that referendum? It should be included in the voluminous report, because that's the position of the Liberian people. That is the real referendum, not the people who they gave Transcato to go on the radio, one World Crown Court. No, that is not a referendum. So when the commissioners broke away from their colleagues, they did write their dissenting position to the Liberian legislature and attach the reports of the referendum. 85% of the Liberian people say no to retributive. They say yes to restorative, that means they want TRC. 15% say they want World Crown Court. Because the Liberian people spoke their mind and their position, Verdier removed that from the voluminous report and kept it in a special cover, not knowing that there will be a division amongst them. So before the division could come, those commissioners who did not like what Verdier did extracted the report and sent it to us. We have it. So justice was not done to the Liberian people whose money was used for the referendum at home and abroad. So it was a fraud. And again, you have Poebu, who broke away. You have Sheikh Afoma Cornell, who broke away. You have Dolope, who was the co-chair to Verdier, who descended from the group. You have Reverend Dr. Jerry Coleman on one side, against Jerome Verdier, John Stewart, and Massa Washington. So where is the report? Where is the report? When the four that broke away from the group wrote their own incriminatory position statements, which I will call you on another day to bring all to you. Okay? So we're not afraid of World Crown Court, but if it has to do with the basis of the TRC, then it has fraud. It has fraud. And they know it. Why did the commission break into two? Why was there division among the commission members? Because there were fraudulent acts that were carried out that the other commissioners did not like. And they unveiled all the documents to the legislature, because I'm the oldest senator here by tenure. I have all the documents in my safe. The American ambassador to the TRC also defected and wrote his own position. So the TRC was sent to International Human Rights Group, that is Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, is in Library Congress. It's all over the world. Nobody around the world is talking about this. Only Liberians, when they take a tie, they do something, they just talk about hatred or emotion or jealousy. Nobody is afraid. Dylan says they all the time and try to provoke me. I say I'm the only man who fought here. Yes, I fought. Why did I fight? But I blood tested to fight? No. You all know the story about Nimba people. The people of Nimba got no arms. They are civilians. But for a government at that time to declare Nimba County as enemy of the state and deploy all deadly weapons, MOAs or tanks to Nimba, when they declare you enemy of the state, you are bound to be eliminated. So they were slaughtering of our people, so we had to fight in defense. When the war is finished, we rebuild. When the war is finished, we reconcile and move on with our life. But if you want a war crime court, the way to bring a body is not to tease one person, not to provoke one person. You are a senator, Dillon is a senator rather, put your communication on the floor of the Senate for debate, and then be passing the law to bring a war crime court. Then you have to repeal the first law that the legislature passed. I think the 23rd legislature or 22nd legislature, they passed that law for general amnesty. That would be a different ball game. But you cannot be teasing me, provoking me. And you who provoking me, you were with Taylor those days in Banga and in Buchanan. And Senator Lawrence, Lawrence was with Cyril Allen. They all were there those days fighting with Berita. And you come here and try to teach me. So that's what I want to clear. I fought, yes, I fought. If you got any charge against me before the formation of the War Crime Court, go to the criminal court. Liberia has a criminal court, right? Go to the criminal court and sue me. Let me be summoned. Anybody in Liberia that got case against me from 1990, you feel I committed atrocity, take me to the criminal court. And I will appear. But the Liberian Senate is a house of elders. It is not good for us to provoke each other and leave national issue. He was talking about 25 million, Mapa 25 days, that's good. But where was he when the $30 million disappeared from Noka and the former president said she was responsible? He never mentioned anything. He wants justice, yes. Where was he when Harry Greaves was killed, allegedly killed, and they said he drowned? Kennedy Hotel area there. Then they found the body to the mansion. Can you drown Robert Fee Highway, then your body is found to the mansion? I don't know. That's a miracle. So there are a lot of national issues that happen here. He made no comment. But to provoke somebody like me, I'm saying to him, he should stop and do his appropriate document to the Liberian Senate for debate. Then I will now teach all of them, like I said today. I will bring the entire document from the whole TRC you may not have. I will bring it. I will make a copy for all. There is no TRC book. That's why Vodia ran away from here. The TRC itself, let me say this to you, in our jurisprudence, if you are seen killing somebody with gun, you are in the less murderer. But the TRC from its beginning to the end, they say, I'm a murderer. We are murderer. I'm a notorious war criminal. So why you have stayed the news? They've already have convicted me. They are rendering me guilty. So what you need to do is to look for the jailhouse and put me, and not even talk about war crime court. All right? Then you praise Bodnike, Joshua Blai, who appeared before the TRC and said he killed 20,000 Liberians. Who were those Liberians? Nimbanians and the sympathizers with medicine. Then how many people did he kill with the guns? Say he was a battalion commander. He was a gun-toting man with a group. So if you got the power to kill people, 20,000 people with juju, then how many people did you kill? By the way, was the TRC mandated to acquit anybody? No, we were all invited to appear. And when you appear before the TRC, that's why I make it a book document. When you appear before the TRC, the introductory remarks from the chairman Vodia was, any statement you made here will not be used against you in any court of law. So we invite you to give your automatic story, your experience. So my experience about the word that I gave is what they taken to convict me. That's not wrong. That's against our law. That's why Paul Booth took this TRC to the Supreme Court. I have the ruling on the Supreme Court copy. Paul Booth took the Supreme Court, the TRC to the Supreme Court, and Vani Sharma also took the TRC to Supreme Court when they banned Ellen Johnson, my man, as Salif, from running for 30 years. You're not a court. How will you ban people? You're not a court. How will you summon a notorious criminal? You're not a court. How do you call somebody a murderer? There is nothing like allege. Everything is murderer. Is that what our law says? No one is guilty until proven so through the competent court of jurisdiction. So if you bring in a TRC and a war chronicle on the basis of TRC, then it's condemned. You got to start all over. Okay? Through whatever media or through whatever instrument you can use to establish a war chronicle away from the TRC, so be it. But we are after development, and you can see my handiwork in Nimba. I'm for peace, I'm not here for trouble. But since Mo Ali also attacked me on the same thing on the radio, I text him. I said, you got to read the history. You got to do research before you talk. Okay? And he texted me back to say, I understand. So if that what you plan to do, the one I was supporting Nimba, nobody, Liberty Party, Unity Party, will never ever get one support from Nimba. We always support George Weah. Okay? Because George Weah is a man of peace. Alright? The Congo people stole our money, Bay House, Pink Avenue, Broad Street, America, all over, or because they bought Bay Party House here. So he's a row. Then you call me criminal, right? So the row and the criminal will connect to support each other. Now I'll tell you, Nimba County will never, they already heard what happened here. It's on the Facebook. They will never, you see, they do this thing and they come to my house in the night, they talk to me. Liberty Party been to see me, Unity Party been to see me, but I am stable in my mind. So I just call you to let you know, we are not afraid of the TRC or War Crime Code, but the TRC cannot be used as a basis for War Crime Code. What did the Liberian people say during the referendum? In conclusion, 85% say no to War Crime Code, 15% say yes. That means the generality of our people have spoken right. Then why Voidier did not include that report of the referendum for which he used the Liberian people money and donor funds, why he did not include the result of that referendum in the report? Why was he extracted? He removed it and imposed his will. But a secret leak, when the other commissioners took it from behind him and attached it to a letter to the Liberian legislature. That's why I call you. So let Dylan keep the peace here. You want to discuss War Crime Code, do a letter on the floor, and then some of us who will be interested to make comment, I'll be speaking documentarily. Okay? I'll be speaking documentarily to debunk what he will be saying. But don't just be talking when you see me on the floor. Anytime he sees me, he walk around co. I don't like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, Senator Johnson, my name is Glemen Toure. I report for Cool FM and Cool TV in Pinsville. With the question I got few for you. Firstly, you spoke about Senator Dillon always provoking you when it comes to the issue of War Crime Code.
Yeah, when he sees me enter the Senate.
This question, you as heard speaking on the floor of the chambers of the Liberian Senate that no matter what happens, there will be no court to be established here. Could you mind to give further clarification because of the provocations?
I didn't get you. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said you were heard when during the heated argument, you were heard as saying that.
Oh yeah, yes. No court will come here. I was in Togo. The late Laha Lassana was there. Former Representative Wale Dona went there. We represented Liberia. We went on a big conference, Parliamentarians for Global Action in Japan, for 2 weeks. The Rome Statute was discussed there. That's the Rome Statute that brought about the RCC in the Netherlands. So we from the South Sahara we brought the document to be ratified by our respective parliaments, okay? And we ratify it when our war has finished a long time. So once we ratify it long before our war, it's not retroactive. That is the truth. It's not retroactive. And when the politicians were clamoring for war crime code, pushing Mr. Weir, bring this, the government did send a communication to the Hague to ascertain the truth whether Liberia is on the docket. Liberia is not on the docket because Liberia ratified the Rome Statute long before our war. So it's not going to come here.
Okay, Senator Manis, Yanti Tokwa report for OKFN. This year you make a claim that Senator DeLong was there in Basel, Buchanan, specifically supporting the lives of
oh yeah, they were there those days.
So, how true is this information?
They were there those days. I'm saying the truth. I'm a combatant. I'm a former general. I'm a revolutionary. I got a whole history. I know who all that. But on the basis for which I call, I only talk in passing. What I call it for is the provocation statement
so,
he makes when he sees me.
Just to a follow-up to the first question, what had this caused you, the provocation from Senator Dillon? Has it caused any psychological effect?
You know what it does? If you do the writing and put it on the floor for discussion, for debate, that's fine. But when you single me out, you know what, Dr. Mama? It brings a reflection of the 300 baby of my children they dump in the well. It brings the reflection of the massacre of the Lutheran Church. It brings to my mind the massacre of the Greystone compound. As much as we fight to forget it, you try to make me like a killer, and you forget to know what I fought. It brings to my mind. It provokes me. But if it is debated, honestly, by the House of Elders, by the lower house, that's beautiful. That it makes me bring my record on board. But you don't single me out. It reminds me of what happened to my children. Because every decoration day, I go to Duper Road where they dump the 300 babies upside down alive. I go to Lutheran Church where they massacre our people in the house of God. I go to Greystone compound. I don't lay reef there because the U.S. Embassy is there now. But it brings to my mind. And that can provoke me to walk to you and speak to you. And I don't want.
Okay.
If you just put your document in the floor for debate, that's good. But if you provoke